Hi everyone, and welcome back to another video by yours truly. My name is Envy, and today I am playing Infection Free Zone. Now this is one of those random Steam games that was on sale that I really wanted to try, and so I did, and I actually really liked this game. I don't think I'm necessarily good at it, but I had a lot of fun playing this. Now, I did like the aspect of the game that when you pick your area that you want to start in, you can actually do somewhere that's near your own personal area. You could do something that's a little further from you. You can change up where exactly you want to start at.
The world as we know it is gone. What we called the mad virus appeared out of nowhere. It made people turn extremely violent, aggressive, and unrestrainable. Soon later, the infected became bloodthirsty, more like vampires than human. There was chaos, panic, and war for survival. Desperate people were just as dangerous as the virus itself. Even our loved ones could become a threat. The infection spread quickly throughout the entire globe. Every region, every country, every city. Drastic measures were taken to get rid of the infected, but they all failed. The last chance for those who seemed immune was to hide in underground shelters, ones that we improvised in garages and basements, loaded with food, water, and air filtration systems. These were the places where we survived, sealed from the outside. For so long, we waited for any signal, any info that a cure had been found, or the situation stabilized. Instead, we listened as the world grew quiet. Our resources were becoming depleted. Life support systems were failing. And just as we were losing all hope, we received a distant call.
To all survivors, the infection is in decline. Seek others and rebuild.
This was the impulse we needed. There were others out there. We could come back to the surface. No more hiding. From the ruins of the old world, we will build our new home.
To all survivors, the infection is in decline. Seek others and rebuild.
What do you mean decline?
This, the infection is in decline. Seek others and rebuild.
Who's there? Hello?
Chief, this is the same transmission we received before, but the signal is even weaker. Our walkie-talkies are not powerful enough for long-range communication. We have to build a large antenna. A local library or university would be a good place to search for information on how to make it work.
Let's go there.
So it kind of starts you off with a group of 4 as your search team. So you use them to send them to different buildings. So they venture out, they clear out the buildings, kill the zombies in them. They scavenge for any kind of materials in those buildings as well. And then you have other citizens. So right now it says I have 2 out of 40. I have a lot more than that, but my other citizens are gathering materials that I set them up with. So those blue areas have different materials that I have different citizens collecting and gathering. Now, you'll see the question marks on some of these buildings. That means they have not been searched and they have not been scavenged. There are other buildings that have certain materials, and those ones are sometimes labeled. So if you know that it's a grocery store, it's going to have the food available. If it's a gas station, it's going to have, gas and fuel available. Now you will see I skip around a lot in this video, just to kind of show you the progress of this game. Honestly, it's a lot of fun, but it is slow starting. So you'll see I've kind of expanded a little bit more. You can find vehicles, which is very, very, very nice. Your people will shoot while they're in the vehicle, so they'll drive it around wherever, and once they bring it back to base, it'll refuel again. The little people symbols are places that are not being assisted by individuals in your little city group, I guess you can say. So you want to make sure to start assigning some people there, so that way they start working on stuff. But this was honestly a lot of fun. You can also speed it up, so a lot of times I sped up my gameplay just to kind of make it go a little bit faster, make the people move faster, make them scavenge faster, whatever the case is. During certain times, your people will not work. The groups that you have of 4 that have the guns and stuff, they will still work as long as you have them go in whatever direction. But for your regular citizens that are doing the day-to-day jobs, they will not be working during certain times of the night and part of the morning as well. So you want to make sure to be mindful of that when building different things within your little area.
On my way.
We are out of resources.
So during your day-to-day, your civilians can also produce babies as well. Babies will eventually turn into adults that will provide you with more civilians for your town.
We're on the move.
You can also end up finding them in the different areas as well. Sometimes they are wandering when you find them. Sometimes they come across through your radio tower as well. So you want to make sure to get that stuff built up, so that way it's easier to find people. You can also speak over your antenna or radio tower to invite people to come and live in your village and help out as well.
No free space in warehouse.
Now, if you look in the top left, you will eventually end up getting quests and stuff that will come along, such as hearing that, there are, technical books in this building. So there's a building with an exclamation point that you can go towards to get those books and to have the scientific materials to then research for other things in the future. My team right now is finding a little horde that was running past them at the same time. The hordes are more so active overnight than I feel like they are during the day. During the day, they will hide in whatever building, so it is possible when you go to clear out a building that you may find a horde in said building. There are also times where the hordes are extremely active and you'll get a bunch all at once. But typically you get like a day or two notice before that happens. And you can always change some of your civilians over into another squad. You do have a limit that's posted on the top right side for how many groups you can end up having, but you can end up maximize that and include more as well with different buildings that give you more group slots.
Ready for action.
We are out of resources. No room for resources.
Let's do it.
Get up and earn your keep.
Ready for action. Ready for action. Waiting orders.
But this was the second base that I had started just to kind of show you guys a little bit more about the game, so that way you can kind of see it. Like I said, the first time I played in my area, and it was kind of shocking to see, you know, all the different buildings surrounding it, the gas station up the streets, the fast food places across the street. So it's kind of interesting to see, but I do kind of want to show you guys a little bit of that map, and kind of see where my build is. So as you can kind of see, I actually started to build an entire wall around it too, so that way it was a little bit easier to see, but you can see like the layouts of all the buildings, and you can see like how much I've progressed in this. You know, I have a vehicle, and honestly you go through a lot of mishaps too. I had one situation off to the left where it was a house full of raiders, and even when I sent over 3 to 4 groups at a time, they still would all die over there. So you definitely will find some mishaps while playing. You just got to figure out how to navigate those situations, but this was a lot of fun.
Receiving. Ready for action. We're on the move. Receiving. On my way. Waiting orders.
Now I can't zoom out and show you guys because otherwise it's basically going to be doxing close to where I live at, but there are other areas around as well. So you'll see how it has like the white clouds on the side. Those are other areas you can travel to, but it doesn't zoom in like this one does. I don't know if you can eventually do that over time, but I know for me, I've just been sending over a little group and they can go into different buildings over there. But there are a lot of audio cues, so you want to make sure when you're playing this game you definitely want to have the sound on. So you'll see here as it's becoming morning, this horde is hiding in that building. You can then send your groups over to attack them. You also will find raiders that will come towards your base to attack you as well. You just kill them. Yeah. But you can set up like guard towers and have 2 citizens sitting in there with guns, and they'll also fight off those as well. But they're nice when they come to your base. It's basically a way to get free guns and ammo. Now you will obviously have some that will die. Some citizens will die. It does happen. If you take it back to the home base and you have a citizen that is free, it will replenish and give you another citizen for your group to make them a full squad of 4. But like I said, those things will kind of happen here and there.
Receiving. Receiving. Ready for action. Let's do it. Reporting. On my way.
We are out of resources.
Now, on top of using the stuff that you can find, like the light poles, the damaged cars, you can use those to gather materials, but you can also demolish an entire building just to fully get rid of it to also get those materials. So there's a large building across from where I have my little town at that is fully demolishing that entire building for the materials for it. So you can also do that as a way to get materials too.
Operator. Receiving. Receiving. Ready for action. Waiting orders. Reporting. On my way. Receiving. Operator. Receiving. No more to find.
We're missing resources.
I do also like the aspect that you can actually zoom in to physically see your citizens actually doing the work. So you can see them on the fields farming. You can see the people that are carrying materials back and forth. I do actually really like that. Same with if you see like the light poles, and you can know where you can go and get some of the metal to tear that stuff down. So I do like the aspect of that in the game. You can see all the buildings individually. The green ones are the ones that we fixed up and reconstructed to whatever they're supposed to be, such as childcare, a home base, med bay, shelters, mechanics place. You know, there's different areas with that. But all in all, I really did enjoy this game, and I hope you guys enjoyed my video. Make sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment as well. Make sure to check out this game on Steam. I definitely enjoyed it, and I would recommend it. Like I said, it was one of those games where just really took me by surprise, and I loved it. But thank you guys again so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.